Hi everyone, my name is Naomi. I am a fourth year accounting and finance student, and today I'll be telling you all about living in town as a student. So generally at Lancaster University, what students do is that they live in student accommodation on campus in first year, and then in second and third year, they move off campus and live in town. That is what I did. So in first year, I lived on campus with loads of random people, and then in second and fourth year, I picked some of those people to live with. So first of all, how did we find the accommodation? In all honesty, in second year, it was kind of like a blind search. We literally typed up student housing in Lancaster and just found loads of places. We decided to go with a student housing company just to feel a little bit more safe. I do know a few people that went with private landlords, which you also can do, but it can be a little bit more complex. And then the same thing in fourth year, we ended up going for a different provider, not even intentionally, but just because we liked the house more. So really and truly, we literally just did a Google search. However, Lancaster University actually has loads of initiatives to kind of help you with this. We just didn't know about it, and that is definitely our fault because we were terrible at opening our emails. But from the start, they host housing fairs where I think you can talk to housing providers, and then also you can meet people to live with. So if, for example, you've had a tough first year, don't know who to live with, this would be a great opportunity to meet people. That is also nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. Loads of people actually do this and find new people through this. On top of that, there's a website that you can get to through the university that are all Lancaster University approved homes. So the university has literally gone through every single house to make sure that it is student safe, that it's reliable, that it's, you know, you'll be fine living in this house. And then on top of that, there is a little office on campus. I believe they're called Lancaster University Homes, and they're literally like any other housing agent. They post like lettings on the windows, and you can walk in and talk to anyone about finding accommodation. So with this particular house, it was a little bit of an awkward situation because I was on placement year, one of my other housemates was on the placement year, and my two other housemates were in Taiwan on a year abroad. None of us were in Lancaster, none of us were able to view houses, so we had to do it all online. I was the most picky with what I wanted in a house, so I kind of looked the most. And I think it's always really good to line out the things that you really want, some wants and some needs in a house, just so that you know what to look out for. So for me, some of these things were that I really needed a washer and a dryer. We wanted a dining table because in our second year house, we didn't really have a dining table. We kind of had like a breakfast bar situation, and one of my final requirements was just kind of the aesthetic of the place. I wanted a clean, fresh, not like an old torn down house, if that makes sense. I'm really glad that I picked people to live with from first year, because in first year you don't really have a choice, you kind of get put with people. It's really difficult to explain, but you really learn things about a person when you live with them. So having lived with these people in first year, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. It's also just nice living with your friends, like cooking together, watching movies together. We have a lot of movie nights. I thought for the next part of the video, I would give you a little house tour. So just kind of about this house. This is a 4-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. So I share a bathroom with one other person, which is the perfect balance for me. We have a shared living space. So there's a living room, a kitchen, a dining table, and then we all have our own bedrooms. All of our rooms come with like a bed, a wardrobe, a dresser, a desk, a nightstand. These bedrooms are varying sizes, and people have different methods of picking who can get what bedroom. But the way we did it for this year was I found a house, so I said, okay, I really want this bedroom, and everyone picked a bedroom from there. I think it was kind of in order of most effort into finding the house to least effort into finding the house, if that makes sense. But we're all very happy with our rooms, so it works out great. Here comes the little house tour that I filmed for you guys. The house tour of our humble abode. I hope you liked it. This house cost us £115 per week. So this is £115 a week, but for 48 weeks. I personally really like it because it allows us to move in way before term and stay quite a while after term. Within these costs, bills are included. A lot of houses do kind of have a cap, so a limit of the amount of energy I guess you can use. But we found that with this house, it's extremely generous. I believe this also includes our maintenance costs. So things like, for example, the chairs, our dining chairs were broken and we needed new ones. They just were replaced for free. Leah's room was quite humid, so they gave her a dehumidifier. All those things are included in the bill and we don't have to worry about them, which is really, really nice. We also had to pay a £200 deposit, which we will hopefully get back at the end of the year. So I kind of wanted to compare what it's like living in town versus living on campus, and there's pros and cons to each of them. So in this house, I live a 5-minute walk away from a Lidl and a Sainsbury's, so I really cannot complain. I've got 2 options. It's great. I'm also really close to like actual shops in town. Once again, 5-minute walk to get to the center of town. It's so convenient. It makes it easy to run errands. It makes it easy to do things with friends, grab lunch, grab a coffee. However, the main downside of living in town is the commute time. Only problem is almost every morning there's traffic in town, and the way the buses go, it goes through all this traffic. But then sometimes there's not traffic. Sometimes there's loads of people getting on, sometimes there's not. So the commute time really changes. And if I went to campus at like 3:30 p.m, it would maybe take me 20 minutes to get to campus, but in the morning, it can generally take 50 minutes. When you live on campus, you can literally walk home, 10 minutes and you're home. I think you can do both. I think everyone has their own preferences. I think some people are better off living on campus and some people are definitely better off living in town. For me, my preference is living in town. I'm really glad I lived on campus in first year. I would recommend that to anyone. It's just such a great way to meet people, to get used to the campus, to live in the environment, really get that first year uni experience. So all in all, what I'd say is that it really depends on what you prefer. Write a list. What are your wants? What are your needs in a house? Look if you can find it on campus. Look if you can find it in town. Compare prices and then kind of take it from there. Okay, that was it for me today. I hope this video has been somewhat useful. I hope it's given you some insight into living in town, what it's like. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments and I'll try and get back to them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.